Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, so in another 7th Congressional District reading, that was not the intent. We just did Eugene Vindman in Virginia's 7th District. We're now going to do a reading on New Jersey's 7th District between Sue Altman, the Democrat, and Tom Kean Jr., the Republican. During a debate on Sunday, the moderator asked a question, and the question was if either candidate supports enacting mass deportation of migrants. This is something that Donald Trump has been talking about. The question was, and they started off by asking Kean if he would support the policy, and if so, how the cost of the policy will be handled and what will be deprioritized to ensure the policy can get done. Kean responded with a pivot. For those who don't know, pivot is when you don't answer the question asked, but you give an answer to a question you wish they asked for. We used to call that our response on an essay. Write a paragraph on the tadpole. And then, you don't remember much about the tadpole, so you write on the caterpillar and hope for partial credit. Kean said that millions of undocumented migrants from various countries have entered the U.S., and this would have been resolved if Trump's Remain in Mexico policy had remained in place. He said we should also deport criminals, and that's where you need to start, and accused the Democrat of having an extreme position, saying she supports allowing people to illegally come across the country without any checks whatsoever, because we all know that's exactly what the Democrats want. We just don't want any. We want everybody to come in. The moderator then responded, or Altman, responded that Kean had dodged the question and asked him again if he supports deporting migrants. Kean then went silent for 8 seconds, and he wouldn't respond. Another moderator stepped in to tell Ms. Altman that she had 35 more seconds on her rebuttal, and then Kean would have a chance to add more. And but right there, you pretty much have it all. But whether Mr. Kean felt that he didn't have to answer it because she wasn't the moderator, or if the fact of them, I've got a very hungry kitten down here right now, or if really what we're down to is he doesn't have a good answer. He knows he doesn't have a good answer, therefore he doesn't want to answer. Can I help you? Yeah, what do you need? Yeah, she needs attention. She wants food. Yeah, food. There's some wet food down there she doesn't want to eat. She's jonesing for the dry food, which I just gave her, and she's now devouring and purring the minute I put it down. Humans are so stupid sometimes from a cat's perspective. Okay, so in my Eugene Vindman one, women's reproductive rights played a big part in it. Now let's take a look at the Altman-Kean election, which is New Jersey's a blue state, but this district, it leans Republican. Let's look and see how the energy is looking in this district, and what are the key issues going on here. Okay, this will be for entertainment purpose only, but let's see what insight we can gain from this. Foundation of the reading is the Sun card, the truth being exposed. How do you want to vote? The candidates, when you try to hide the truth, it becomes even more obvious. His non-answer was a huge screaming answer in this case. Knight crossed by the Knight of Swords. Moving quickly versus moving recklessly. And the Devil card. Okay, so people get a choice. You get to choose, and you got to make your choice quick. You going to stand in the light, or are you going to stand in the dark? Are you going to align with low energy ideas of isolationism and based in fear and anger, or are you going to be in truth? In the past, you got the Four of Wands. You could make this the immigration card. The Six of Swords would also have been a good immigration card. But it's, welcoming people across the borders. It's funny, the labels that we put on people. Illegal immigrants versus refugees. They could both be the same people. Just one illegal immigrants like they're sneaking in, cutting in line, trying to game the system. The other is they're fleeing their country because it's not safe and they're looking for safe haven here. It's the same issue. Current situation is the strength card. Standing strong, staying true with your convictions. Really. And also, when the sun's out as the foundation of the reading, you got to speak the truth. Say plainly what you mean. I doubt Mr. Kean's going to lose any Republican MAGA votes by saying he wants to do mass deportations. He'll probably pick up a few extra votes. But I think he also realizes without the independent votes, he's dead in the water. And he doesn't want to do that. So, he'll say, don't put words in my mouth, but people will put words in your mouth if you don't actually answer the question with your own words. Overarching energy is just disappointment, betrayal. We're better than this as a society. We're better than this as a populace. And this is just one of those things where the cruelty is the point. And that's the thing with MAGA. They're mean, they're angry, they're cruel, and they're not very bright. And they're gullible. And again, if Mr. Kean wants to do that, I'm sure he will get lots of support from his supporters. But it's for the decent people that may not like that. Lesson to be learned is the Chariot. The election's going to carry on. Both candidates will carry on with their platforms. Will this make a huge difference? It should. Sun versus the devil. Which side? Do you want to be on the dark side or the light side? The light side has some darkness on it. The dark side has some lightness on it. Which path do you want to go down? People in New Jersey get to choose which path they're going down here. The outcome is the Page of Wands. There has to be a message about action. Now, in some ways, the page is about immigration because he's walking around in foreign lands. So I do think that, this story is about immigration. I think immigration is going to play a part in it. I still think, to me, women's reproductive rights should play the bigger part. But obviously, the Republicans use immigration as one of their cudgels, as they do with... let me see a pair of ears here. Who wants to see a cat? What are you doing? I'm trying to do this. I guess if you feed one cat, you got to feed them both, right? Those are rocks. You're not going to find anything interesting other than broken teeth. Hey, Nico. How you doing? Meow, meow, meow. I put a picture of you and Elle on my community page. People can go see the community page and see the two of you chillaxing on the bed. Yeah, exactly. She's lying in wait for him too. Let me go see if he wants some food here, and I'll be right back. The cats have been fed. Yeah, they're both angling for some food. So feed them I will. Give me a chance to shuffle the deck and get started. Okay, let's look at the two camps. How is Mr. Kean, the Republican, feeling about his chances here? Three of Wands, waiting for a ship to come in. I think he's looking forward towards another term, but let's see what we got going here. Oh, but we got the overseas issue. Busy watching the border. All these illegal immigrants coming in and voting. Money. It's all about fundraising with him. The truth has been revealed. I think he's looking towards. He thinks he's got another term coming up. Good fundraising. The immigrants is just an issue that he's running on, and it doesn't matter what the truth is. Even if the truth's been revealed on that, I think he feels like he's in a good position to pull this in. He thinks he's done enough work on this one. It's funny because you think of immigrants, some of the things that they do are the back-breaking work like harvesting. And they keep the economy going. And they do work that, these are desperate people coming in doing back-breaking work to make Americans money. That's really the truth of the matter. And these people are so short-sighted they don't see it. He doesn't see it. He's just got his eyes on the southern border, and that's a fundraising issue that is a boogeyman for conservative people who are scared of change. They don't want brown people coming in because then white people will be the minority and brown people will be the majority. And because they know that they've been treating immigrants and brown people like complete garbage for the last couple hundred years, they're afraid that when the brown people are in charge, they will retaliate and treat the white people like the brown people were treated. And who could blame them if they did? But guess what? They may not. They just might want to be treated like equals. Isn't that a novel concept? Okay. Miss Altman, how are you feeling about the election? It's 3 weeks to it. How are you feeling about the election here? Burden, heavy lifting. Things are uphill battle for her. Still plugging away, plugging and chugging. Wanting to get to that government post here. Got some major arcana going on here. And the nine of coins. She's gonna benefit from the Kamala Harris effect. The rising tide raising all ships. Keep plugging away, keeping her eye on the prize. Underneath it all is the King of Wands. She's just, got to come across, not as presidential per se, but as a leader. Somebody who's going to take action. Who's willing to do the heavy lifting in the government to keep the country going and everybody taken care of. I do think there will be a Kamala Harris effect here. This is a tough battle. This is absolutely a tough battle that's being fought here. Okay, let's do a challenge reading here. Both candidates are in good shape. I can see why this is going to be a really close close battle here. Whether it's the key deciding issue or the challenges they face, they have to overcome to get to the election. We'll do a challenge reading on this one and see where we land. Okay. And Nico's now trying to snake her food. And I might have to pause this reading to take said. He can't be trusted. You leave her food alone. Your food's in your bowl in the other room. Challenge reading. Let's take a look. We'll do Miss Altman on the left. Main challenge. 6 of Cups, welcoming the stranger. Do we want to go back to the 50s? Do you want to go back to the 1950s, 1850s, 1750s? Or do we want to welcome people in? America's got this mythology that we, give us you're poor, you're tired, you're hungry, etc., etc., etc. But then the people who are here don't want anybody else to come in. Page of Pentacles. But it's the immigrant that comes in that brings new values and new energy to help society. So who can break out of that mold? Now, again, for Miss Altman, Ace of Wands. Got to take strong action. Take strong action. Strong push here. Talk about her values, what she represents, the integrity. When immigrants come in, they become valued members of society. They bring good things with them. It's a mixed bag because you're learning about cultures, and some things you might like, some things you may not like. But it's a decision people need to make. We've been doing this for quite a while. And we're at a crossroads here as to what type of America do you want. And she needs to drive that point home. For Mr. Kean, it's the self-righteousness. You know, these people are coming in and they don't belong. And we need to keep them out. They're going to steal your jobs. They're going to steal your women. They're going to steal your livelihood. They're giving millions of dollars and live in luxury apartments while you struggle. It's so stupid. Then you got the 501s, the hillbilly brawl card, the argy-bargy, the arguing, the bickering, saying that basically the lies, all the fears, they're going to come in and the immigrants are going to create chaos. They're going to vote illegally. They're going to steal things. You know, these two cards here, what a mess. You know, what a riot. And Kamala Harris is going to just let, this is that message that Kamala Harris and the Democrats are just going to let these people come in, and it's going to devolve into anarchy in the United States. And that Mr. Kean here is the only person who's going to stand up for the rights of people. So you've got a pair of aces. One person's got integrity, the other person's got chaos. One person talks about them bringing value, the other person says they're here to steal. One person says you've got a choice, the other person is saying, open borders. This is what they want. They want this. The other side wants these things to happen, and I'm here to stand in the gap and fight for that. It's going to be an interesting election. It's going to be close in that district. I think that's going to be a very close one. And literally, it comes down to, this is such a cop-out, but it really comes down to who's going to come out and vote. Who's motivated to come out and vote? If the Democrats aren't motivated enough for this, Mr. Kean is going to win. If Mr. Kean's folks are really motivated and hers are motivated, she should win, because I suspect there's more Democrats in that district. But really, it's a question of people's values and motivations. The one thing with Kamala Harris and that 9 of coins for her is that there's a lot of enthusiasm by the Democrats coming into this election cycle, and the Republicans are just kind of hanging on. They're emotionally exhausted, and Trump is, fraying at the edges here. And it doesn't look good from an independent voter's point of view when somebody is asked a direct question and they refuse to answer it. Just like J.D. Vance couldn't say that Trump lost the 2020 election, that non-answer tells you everything you need to know. Not only does he not want to say the truth, but he's scared of saying the truth for whatever consequences that he may face for doing that. Hopefully the folks in the New Jersey 7th District are wise enough to recognize that. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.